People who think that change can never happen, even if you bring change, there's nothing that's gonna happen. But guys, I have an amazing guys around here. I want to show them just in a few. Follow me, guys, right here at the Radical Podcast. Hey guys, wait a minute. We're starting this thing, and I really want to, maybe you can introduce yourself and maybe tell us, are you on the concept of change? Because like the people of Linda Mwananchi, are you on which side are you? So maybe introduce yourself and maybe so that we can know you.
Osama G. Devicent mwenyewe, we are here, as you know very well, I'm an open-minded person, and change is as good as rest, so I'll always be on the side of change, the Linda Mwananchi team.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to you, bro.
Sammy Rasbon here. I'm on the concept of change, but we have to do calculated risk management. We can't just change and bring in anyone. We've been having these faces for the longest, and maybe it's time we have some new faces in leadership. See, Kirasa, we are recycling the same trash.
Nice one. I like that thing.
It's tea over here, Maze, and according to me, of course, tunataka change, unaelewa, but I don't feel hii change itakuja kwa system. Whether to change, tuweke nani on par, I don't feel they'll bring that change, unaelewa.
Okay.
We have to come up with something else kuleta hiyo change.
Okay.
But system is just a cycle yenye na feel inajirudia. Toa uweka u.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Thank you so much. Davison. So here's the kicker. Maybe in 5 minutes or what? In 5 minutes, can you give reason as to why you think that change is good, and you support also? You've told me that you support Linda Mwananchi. So
Yeah.
maybe can you give us?
So apparently I'm always pro. I'm that type of a person. I'm always willing to embrace change. Change is as good as rest. Even the world itself is revolving, it's moving. Ourselves, we keep on growing. The way I was yesterday is not the way I am today. 10 years ago I was younger. I was young, I will age, and there was a time I will even die. So it's the system, the laws of nature itself, it allows change to take place. Without change, we wouldn't be here. Okay, so the reason why I'm pro change is because the government that is in right now, it is not serving the grievances of the common Mwananchi, okay? These issues we've been having again and again and again and again. And the reason why I'm into Team Linda Mwananchi is not in, let's say for example, being led by Edwin Sifuna. Let it be assured, I'm not following Edwin Sifuna. I'm following the ideologies that Edwin Sifuna stands on. The moment he will go against those ideologies, I will cease from following him. You see, our culture in Kenyan politics, it has always been, we overlook the ideologies, we follow the person. Let's say, for example, during the time of Raila Amolo Odinga, a lot of people never liked when he joined hands to form the pro-based government, but because we never had the principles, we were like, okay, I don't like this movement, but it's Raila Amolo Odinga, so I will listen to whatever he's saying. No, our ideologies is no extrajudicial killing, no police brutality. We want freedom of speech, and let the constitution do what it's supposed to do. Period.
Okay, thank you. Maybe we can go to you, bro. Maybe can you give why you are pro change?
Okay.
And some of your facts and data points that you have. Okay.
As my friend here said, I think we've had a regime whereby we always complain about the issues that we are having with the current government, and we always cry for the next government to come in, thinking and hoping that they will solve our problems. But most of the times it's not the case. They solve one problem and leave us with the other problem unsolved. So I think change is important, but should we ask ourselves, who is the best person to take us to the desired land, ama hiyo tunaita Canaan or whatever. So yeah, we are going to Singapore, but do we think that Sifuna is the right person to take us to Singapore? I think that is a question that we are supposed to ask ourselves, because Sifuna has been there in the game. He's a politician, and I think if we really deserve change, I think we should go for a leader, not a politician. We have been having so many people who are politicians. They will promise us heaven and end up taking us to hell. So I think we should think critically. We have so many leaders up there who are not politicians, and maybe it's time we consider them instead of considering the same people, the same faces that we have been seeing, because I know the trend will continue. Right now we are saying Sifuna, we vote him, we vote his team in, then they don't deliver. What next? We start shouting Sifuna and the team must go. Then we bring another regime. So I think we should take this time in between now and 2027. Why don't we look for the right person who can bring that change that we deserve?
Okay, thank you. Back to you, T now. Here's the question, because you are pro change or no pro change, baby?
Everybody wants change.
Everybody wants change. But
niko sure hakuna mwenye.
But previously, before we started the show, you had told me something on even if we vote Sifuna in, there's nothing that is gonna be changing, because the same leader, you will be the same people who will be going for, we want to remove Sifuna. Maybe can you give and elaborate?
Okay, according to me, I've been raised nikapata politics, ndio, like I've been raised through politics or the system or whatever tunaweza amua kuita. So according to my own opinion, how I've seen from the first president to the current right now, unaelewa, it's just a cycle of, unaelewa, bamba huyu ule hayajabambika, and it's impossible for one person to satisfy the needs of 60 million people. Literally, it's impossible. Unaelewa, we all have different wants. Unaelewa. So idea yangu ya freedom, like I don't feel there is a leader who can, unaelewa, mwenye anaweza fanya to feel tuko satisfied. Unaelewa. But what I can say, the system yenye iliundwa in place to help sisi wenyewe, si ndio? But sasa that system itself doesn't work. Unaelewa? So we don't need a leader, we don't need anybody. I just feel we need to make the system work.
So,
unaelewa?
Okay.
We need to make the system work in a point that everybody has his personal interest. Even you right now.
Okay.
Maybe interest yako inaweza kuwa ni do. Nikikweka leader sahi, of course I expect you'll do something about it.
Okay.
Unaelewa? So everybody who's a leader I don't believe ako hapa kusaidia. Yeye amekuja kuprotect interests zake. Unaelewa? He might sell you the ideologies that I will do this, I will do that. How sure are you? How sure are you atafanya hivyo? What percentage are you sure atafanya hivyo? Unaelewa? Because mimi niko na every reason to prove that everything yenye wanasemanga, a lot of it is not done. Unaelewa? This yenye nasikia saizi yenye maybe a lot of people think hiyo ndo change inakuja. I can assure them I can be here. I can be here to witness. Unaelewa? We will be here. Unaelewa? Next time we'll be talking of tunataka tumtoe for hajafanya kitu ingine. Unaelewa? So hiyo ni cycle yenye I've tried to critical think na nikona. It's a cycle yenye I think we are fooling ourselves. Unaelewa? Fooling ourselves electing someone who doesn't protect your interest. Anaweza kuja mbele yako akudanganya he wants to protect your interest just so that he can get to that seat. Unaelewa? Okay. After hapo hiyo mimi kwa hii maisha najifikiria kwanza. That goes to everybody.
So
so I don't think atafanya anything different, and if you will do it then others pia wamefanya, and I have credit to give it to them. Na najua yeye pia akiingia or whatever next person atakuja, he will have something good to do, and at the same time there will be something bad for him to do. Unaelewa? Hiyo ndio nature human being. So I feel a leader wants bring that major change yenye I feel tunataka. Unaelewa? We the people wenye tuko na hiyo power, we just have to come up with a system of a mechanism to make hii system vile imedesign work hivyo, because it's not working exactly how it was designed to work. Unaelewa? It's not working like that at all.
Okay, thank you so much. So in short, you're trying to say it doesn't matter whether we elect a new person in or we don't elect. Even if Ruto remains, it's just okay. So back to you, David.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Okay, clarify to us.
All I'm saying is this. Unaelewa Tevo, kila president akona good na bad side yake. There is something good Ruto amefanya, si ndio?
Yeah, very
Can you
true.
deny it?
Very true. 100%.
Uhuru, there is something bad alifanya akitoka. Can you deny it?
Of course.
Kibaki time yake there is something good and bad alifanya, si ndio? So it's the same cycle, ijai change. Don't you get it? Like upi akiingia will have something good to say and something bad to say. So me at my point, I don't support the leadership system, the nini it as a whole, unaelewa? I feel like sisi wenyewe we have to come to a realization or a way to make the system work without the leaders. We can do it. Unaelewa? We can do it. The system already iko hapo. We know what the system is supposed to do. Like acha niseme inasema askari anafaa ashike mwizi. Ukimpigia simu akuje kusaidia. But ukipiga simu what do you get? Unaweza niekea mafuta nifike hapo. Akisha kuja atataka chai. Unaelewa? Was the system designed to work like that? Unaelewa? It's working the opposite. Na every aspect of it is doing that. Unaelewa?
Okay.
Ili designiwa kufanya the right thing but it ain't doing that. Tunaambia kuna free education but go to those free education. People are paying. Unaelewa? But how do you call it free when people are paying? Unaelewa? So systems mzuri zimedesigniwa, they're out in place. Unaelewa? But nobody's they ain't working. So no matter what leader we put there, the system itself even ain't running.
Just before we get back to the recent, you've talked about free education, but people are still paying. But recently, because people right now, they want change, they want accountability, they want people who can be able to secure their things and their funds in a more accountable way. Now, talk of Talanta Stadium, which is being built, speculated to be approximate of 46 billion, but in the end it's going to be around 146 billion. Can you maybe justify that in a layman's language, and also talk of some of these overpriced product, overpriced fuel? You've heard of Ndindi Nyoro talking about 8% levy on fuel. You've heard of the 7% enye mongezewa kwa fuel. Do you agree that even if we don't have somebody new, he can never bring change? Because it seems like you are saying everybody has a pro and a con, and you don't think whether they are, because us we choose, people want people, they want people who can at least have, it's called, let me say in a simple way, they want people who can at least have lesser bad. You understand? So my question is, can you justify that to the current government? Because it seems you don't want somebody else to come in. During the time of Kibaki, there was, yes, the inflation rate was mild, it was on the right price, but remember, there was no overtaxation, there was less just money speculating into the economy without source, and there was less money going into individual. Can you justify that, please?
I have something to say about that. Unga imepanda bei. Ni wenda ulipandisha?
No.
Probably not. There is someone making that loss. Unaelewa? Now it's not me, it's not you. But we are the consumers. Unaelewa? But the one making the loss is neither of us. Unaelewa? But we the majority, we are making none of those losses.
But doesn't that affect you?
Sasa that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
You put a leader, leader ataeka rules kumfavor yeye. Unaelewa? Like you complain to me after imepanda, am I the one mwenye napandisha? No, probably si wewe, but we the larger, we the consumers, unaelewa? We are not making the rules. Then who's making them rules? Unaelewa? That's the big question. Nani anaunda hizi rules?
And that's why
Nani
we think,
anachoose kupandisha?
and that's why these people are thinking and they want change.
Sasa ndo nakwambia, point yangu ni we should get involved in this process ya kuunda hizi vitu. Unaelewa?
But even if you get involved
Listen,
in this process of
Sijaongea bado. I've not said anything.
Okay.
All I'm trying to say, the person like acha niseme, the constitution sahi tulienda, majenzi tulienda tuka reject financial bill, right?
Yeah.
Did you even participate in making one rule there?
Not really.
Mwananchi wa kawaida ali nini? Tuliletewa tu, unaelewa? That's all that happens, unaelewa? Na it's the people wenye tunaweka kwa pando wanafanya hii na happen, they are the ones making those rules. So saizi tunataka Sifuna ingie, of course ataunda rules excluding sisi wote, unaelewa? Hata Twitter kutu consult aseme oya ase nataka mvote rule mnona iko sana, niko na hii option na niko na hii option, he won't come out and say that. Atatoka tuko kwa nini aseme this is this, unaelewa? Ndio is
anatumia advisors. Sasa
Exactly.
advisors sasa like they are doing everything for.
Unaelewa?
Okay, let me get back to the Vicent. You've talked about you want to stop brutal killing. You've talked about you want a country which is free from corruption, a country which is a country which understand, a leader who understand. In 2024, you condemn. In 2024, the President Ruto withdrew the finance bill within 24 hours, right?
That's a lie.
True? Within 24 hours of demonstration. Faster than any Kenyan leader responded to the pressure. So, he then fired his entire cabinet and initiated a national dialogue. Isn't that evidence that of a government that listens rather than a government that suppresses? In as much as you're saying this government suppresses, this government does not want to hear, don't you think he's just a better leader?
So before I answer you, there are some things Kate has raised that I really want to respond to. So first of all, Kate is explaining something called the frequency illusion. Frequency illusion, whereby he is identifying pattern. Pattern recognition doesn't mean the same thing will happen. You get? So Tevin, when you get hijacked by a dreadlocked person, the fourth time you see a deadlocked person, you'll feel some type of way. Probably even the deadlocked person is not coming to kidnap or do something bad to you, but because of the pattern recognition. The human psychology and brain is wired in that form. So this is why Kate is talking like this. Then another thing, what he has been talking about, he hasn't been identifying system. He has identifying a system that doesn't work. The police is supposed to help you. For example, when you have a problem, you call them, they're supposed to show up, but they'll start asking for bribes and shit. That is an example of a failed system. Other developed countries, that system work, of course it works. That's why they are called developed and we are called third world. So the issue, what I'll try to, is a human psychology, and I understand where he's coming from. The issue is, what I want to tell him is this, okay? It is pattern recognition. Pattern recognition doesn't mean because you've been beaten or you've dated 5 Kikuyu ladies and they have stealing your money, it doesn't mean the 6th Kikuyu lady will steal your money. Okay? You are generalizing people, and it's a human mindset to be like that. Whatever I want to advise him to embrace change. In 2002, if Kenyans could be like, you know what, these guys ruled for 24 years more, even if we bring in Kibaki, illiteracy level will still be high, no development, education will still be expensive. It doesn't matter. But what happens when people embrace change? Kibaki came in, things elevated. It didn't satisfy everyone, and this is the concept I want Kate to get. Democracy is not all about satisfying everyone. You can't satisfy everyone. It's about satisfying the majority. Right now, let us assume I live in a system. Let us assume Tevin, Sifuna comes into power, right? And Sifuna does something that I don't like, or it's really affecting me. Or let's say my business is about selling cloth, and Sifuna say we are banning all selling of cloth. And 80% of people agree with that. Even if I'm the one affected, it's still okay. It doesn't mean that I'm only supporting this system because I'm the one on the receiving end, or I'm the one complaining. Even if I'll be the one being influenced negatively by the system, as long as the majority of people are okay, that is what democracy is all about. So the issue, what he's trying to say, let us assume we change, we put in another leader. Right now, when you do a simple analytics or polls, you'll realize Ruto is very, very unpopular, okay? I can guarantee you not more than 40% of the population will say you that, will tell you that he's a great leader.
Let me ask you, because you're talking about Sifuna, who apparently right now is speaking on behalf of the normal Mwananchi, and is like, on the ground, he is being seen as a savior to everyone. So my question is, the same words were being spoken by President William Samuel Ruto.
Thank you.
And he exclusively said, we are going to favor the normal Mwananchi from the bottom-up economy. And they say they will involve the normal people in policy making. In 2024, none of the proposed bills were made by the normal Mwananchi. Even if we go and do a research on, they said, by the word, they said they conducted a normal poll to the citizen. It was never conducted. So, do you think it will be any different?
That's a very, very good question. So this is the issue, and I really like the way you're coming to my side, and this is the way. Who is the president right now? William Ruto. I respect him. He's the Kenyan president. Did I support him? I didn't support him. But because the majority of the Kenyan population felt like he was the better candidate,
exactly,
it hurt us who didn't support him, but he is in power.
He had the same words as Sifuna.
Let us come back to what you've said, that William Ruto promised all these things that Sifuna is talking about. So let me tell you one thing. You know the human psychology. William Ruto, and I like my friend here, he has said about we should, this is another different type of conversation we really like to have. He has said we should elect leaders, not politicians. William Ruto is a good politician but a pathetic leader. He has learned the 48 laws of power. He knows how to manipulate the primitive, the poor, and the less educated. So what I can tell you is this. If you are an intelligent person, you could literally say, this person is not going to deliver all these things. Because what we have seen time and again, he has been in so many decades. He has been in this government for the longest time, since I think he was 26 or 27 years of age. We have stupendous corruption cases following this person. But because he learned how to manipulate the human psychology, that's why he's in power. And that's why this is a very controversial topic. According to me, and that is one of the flaws of democracy, I was thinking we're supposed to have a threshold for people who are allowed to vote. Either you are a Form 4 graduate, or at least you hold any certificate for you to be eligible to vote. You get? Because sometimes it's so unfortunate that a Class 2 dropout voter has the same power with a graduate. It's not supposed to be like that. Because guess what? When a graduate or somebody like me, I can see in between the lines. You get? But somebody who is down there, he doesn't know how the economy runs. You want to be able to see in between the lines. Now, let me tell you why Sifuna is different from William Ruto. Mention for me one scandal, corruption scandal we've had Sifuna getting involved in, that he has grabbed somebody, he has killed somebody, there's billions of money allocated to children, or the less fortunate he has taken. Short answer, there is none. He's a man of the track record. We have seen him ever since. And then another thing I've told you, I'm not supporting Sifuna. I'm supporting the ideologies that Sifuna stand with. The moment he overlooks those ideologies, I see being a supporter of him. So what I'm telling you is this. Through track record and critical thinking, you can see this guy has been a critical criticizer of this government for a very long time. First of all, character is a man of character. He doesn't tell lies. He only speaks for the truth. You get? Second thing, he is a leader. He is not a politician. He doesn't speak to make you feel better. He speaks what you need. William Ruto speaks to make you feel better. And that's why he got sympathy votes. Okay? The other third thing, you can Google Sifuna's net worth. He hasn't stolen any stupendous amounts of billions of money. He hasn't killed anyone. In short, he has a clean track record. If it was a company trying to appoint a CEO, these are the things they look. They look at your track record. He has been the governor. He's a senator as we're speaking right now. He is doing his work. He is the biggest senator who oversight roles in this Nairobi, criticizing the government of the local government under the leadership of Governor Johnson Sakaja, the oversight issues about Nairobi. You've seen he has criticized William Ruto for trying to take powers of the local government of Nairobi and taking it to the national government. So he is doing his work, and you can see it all through. So that is why I think he will be different than Sifuna. It is not a guaranteed, of course, nothing is guaranteed in this world, but the same way we've said change is as good as rest.
Okay, maybe if I get back to you, you've talked about electing a leader, not a politician. But here's my question. You say government has worsened the cost of living. You've said they have gone against their promises. You've said they have done worse than we expected. You criticize the current government for failing ordinary citizens. But many opposition leaders have held the same office before. Why should Kenyans believe the same leaders will govern differently now? Because if we look at Sifuna, it's not the first time that he's in government.
No, he's not been in government. he's been working as a politician, but not entirely in a capacity to delegate or...
Forget about that.
Yes.
Linda Mwananchi is not all about Sifuna. It's about, we also have people like Babu Owino. Babu Owino has been an MP, I think, for the third time, right? The second time. So it means he has had the capacity to be in that docket. And we've also had people like Caleb, who are part and supporters of this Linda Mwananchi. Do you think they can do anything differently? Because I don't think they have that capacity. So maybe can you say something?
I think at the moment we need someone who is straightforward and someone who is not trying to beat around the bush. Right now we don't need a good person. Hatutaki mtu atatuambia I'm the best person. We just need a person who will tell us how are we getting ourselves out of this mud. Because as we can see, most of our problems are economically driven. Even if we are talking about insecurity, the government is having those the brutal killings and everything during the demonstrations. If we go back, where did it start? It started with poor economy and people are not satisfied. I can guarantee you, if all of us we are okay, tumeshiba. Tukiwa tumeshiba, there is a minimum complaints. But if at all the economy is not doing well, we'll always complain. The government of the day, when they were coming in, they made promises to us, and that's why we had our expectations. And that's why we were holding them accountable, because you promised us that economy would change, things would get better. The local guy, the boda guy, the mama boga person will be affected in a positive way, na ataweza ataweza kufanya vitu zake in a simple way. We expected life would be simple. Now, when they came in, they didn't deliver that. The problem that I have right now with the Sifuna and the rest, what are they trying to tell us that is directly connected to our economy, that can show us that it will be practical? We need something practical. They need to come and tell us. Right now we have debts. How are we going to deal with those debts? Right now we have things to do with media freedom and freedom of speech. Are they telling us what they will do directly to see that thing has been curbed? We don't need a person who is just like us. We are complaining the government is not doing. The government is not doing. When we said you to represent us up there, we expect you to be speaking in another language, not like us. You start now telling us the government is not doing. In 1 year's time or in 2 years' time, we expect you to be in government. Can you start telling us right now what will you be doing in 2 years' time? Don't tell us that the government is not doing right now. Tell us, when you get to government, utafanya nini?
Okay.
Utanisaidia aje? Mi mtu wa bodaboda, mimi mtu wa mjei, mimi mama boga, utanisaidia aje? Na usiniambie tu utanitengenezea economy. Sisi ni watu smart. Ukiniambia utanitengenezea economy, I want you to tell us utafanya nini different yenye government ya sahi is not doing, so that I can see the change. You get it? Speaking of, I think PSCC as Kenyans, that's what I was saying. We have like 1 year to make things, to make up our mind. If you remember the last elections, it may sound like a joke, but I think this one was a bit realistic. Unaona zile promises zenye, what was this guy called? Wajakoya, alikuwa na make promises.
Yeah.
They looked like jokes, but we need something practical like that. Alikuwa anatuambia so that we can be able to pay debts, tulee nyoka, tuuze nyoka, tulipe neni. You see, that one is practical. Ni venye tu inakaa funny. Tulee fisi, tungoe nini, tulipe neni. Yes. Right now, Sifuna and the team wakuja atuambie, we have debts, we have trillions of debts, we have a budget to cover. Hii pesa ya budget itatoka wapi? Can they tell us that right now, and then we can make up our mind to do wao ni politicians ama ni leaders?
Okay, thank you. Let me get back to you later. So, T, you are saying even if we elect new leaders, there's nothing that is going to be changing. can you maybe point out one thing that you think if we elect new leaders, nothing will be able to change? Because apparently, in this regime that we have right now, there has been a change, increase in taxation, increase in overtaxation, and again I repeat, I'll say this, over brutality. Right now, you can't even go to a police station and say, I've been robbed. They will tell you, we need some money a little bit so that we can thief and do something for you. But there are times when you go to a police station and you ask them maybe for help, they would, and they would do something. So maybe can you tell me, why do you think, or point out specifically, why do you think that nothing will happen or nothing will change even if we elect a new leader like Sifuna?
Pattern recognition nimesikia kutoka kwa jamaa. Alisema msee wa kwanza wa dread akikuattack, wa pili akuattack, wa tatu akuattack. Of course the first time ukiona dread utafeel some type away. Then kuna pattern recognition kwa Sifuna. Mwana Sifuna ni mzuri. So automatically ana feel msee atakuwa mzuri akiingia kwa kiti. We've seen, tumeona hizo nini na huwa zina change. Power changes people. Unaelewa? Power changes people. Hiyo ni kitu tu lazima upende. When I get a lot of money right now, start act hivi vile na act, bro. I'll have people to send. I'll start acting different. Unaelewa? Once I get that power, I won't remain the same. Unaelewa? Next thing is, a politician is a politician. All they do best is talk. Unaelewa? There is nothing different I've heard from Sifuna from the rest of the people who are campaigning. Unaelewa? There is nothing new amesema imeniguza. I was like, everything anasema is just making promises. Unaelewa? Not knowing how those promises will even be fulfilled. Unaelewa? Like tena nikakwambia, nature Tevo, there is no way mimi nitatoka kwangu nikuja kupigania wewe. Unaelewa? Never in my life mimi nitatoka kwangu nianze tu kufanya vitu kudefend wewe. I'll always defend my interests first. But trickery inaingia hapo penye nitajaribu kukufix ndani ufeel I'm touching you. Unaelewa? That's what politicians do. Unaelewa? Now once wameingia, the case of course we're in a flip. Tunasema kumbe ilikuwa uongo. What do we know about politicians? Number one, what do we know about politicians? They are liars. Ni ukweli uongo. Number two, what do we know about politics? It's a dirty game. Ni ukweli uongo. I'm not the ones who are saying these things. Unaelewa? That is the nature of that game. Unaelewa? It's dirty. Mimi sijui nani ataisafisha, but it's dirty. Unaelewa? So everybody who's inside must be dirty. I don't know if you get my point.
I get you.
So, hao ni manyoka. Time yenye nataka kura ndio inaongelesha. Hizi time zingine zote wewe usifuni. Imefika time yenye presidential seat imefika, amefeel neza kalia hapo, that is his interest. So you'll say anything to make you put him there.
But before you continue, imagine
I'm just using him as an example.
Before I'll point out directly. Sifuna has not, and I specify.
Exactly.
Has not what?
I specify. Has not said he's going to run for president. Okay. But on the look of things, because people of course, maybe they see that the
most potential candidate.
Potential candidate, they see that he should run for president. Okay. So maybe you are saying that Sifuna cannot do anything, but or a change or a new leader cannot do anything. But in my own okay, if I may ask, sorry, forgive me. Okay, you're saying Sifuna cannot do anything. He has not been there for a long time. So you're saying pattern, and he has not been there.
As in, ame describe hapa pattern recognition. Na akajaribu kuongea kwa toke yake. He mentioned something about him being a good leader, no cases of theft, blah blah blah. There is a pattern ame recognize about
very
Sifuna.
True.
That's what I said, pattern recognition. Unaelewa? Na pia like vile amesema, kama mse watatu wa dread watakuibia, imanishi wanne atakuibia. So the same way, kama mse umeona pattern yake haijaiba, imanishi haiziiba. You get it? So hiyo that is just nature, unaelewa? Like sahi nakuambia Sifuna hajatoka tu kwake nyumbani or whatever mwenye anataka kukampenia hiyo president seat. Yeye hajatoka tu kwake akasema there is some Tevin somewhere anataka kusaidia huyo kijana. Kuna mama mboga pale nitaka kumsaidia. That's not the reason most likely nampush kufanya chenye anafanya. That's just being real.
So you're saying he's doing that for selfish interest?
Everybody does things for their own self-interest. Angekuwa hapo kama he has nothing to benefit. Nataka uelewe hivyo. Unaelewa? Every politician is there because they have something to benefit.
So forgive
now wewe
me,
pia you're also here because you have something to benefit.
So forgive me for taking you back. Forgive me for taking you back. During the pre-colonial period, before Kenya became independent and it became a republic in 1964. So you mean to say that the people like Dedan Kimathi were doing that for their own selfish interest?
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
I don't think somebody like him was doing that for self-interest, because they were putting their life in danger. They were jeopardizing themselves just for their country to be free.
Bullshit. Let me answer you that question. I want to use a very great example. Rest in peace to Raila Odinga, Baba. Unaelewa? Baba was the opposition.
Okay.
Kuna kitu alitufunza that if things don't go your way, you can at least try fight the government. Hiyo ndio kitu mimi nililearn kutoka kwake. You understand?
Okay,
but what did we notice? Ndio alikuwa na fight, tunamjoin. Everybody anakuwa nyuma yake, but akishapata self interest zake zishakuwa fulfilled, he gives in the handshake and walks out na anawaacha hanging. Amefanya hivyo mara ngapi? Until ameenda. That's just being real. Hatuna haja tudanganyane. Always akimekio handshake anachanga everybody behind him disappointed. That's what I'm trying to say. Usidhani tu anatoka anaenda kupigwa na tear gas hapo akipiga rotation kwa sababu anajaribu kusaidia wewe. Kwanza inaanza from a personal place. Unaelewa?
Okay.
There's some interest I'm chasing. Unaelewa? Before niende. Na in case nipate hii kitu, then what's the need to go on? Let's give him the handshake and let it go on. Unaelewa? As bitter as hiyo kitu inakaa, that's the bitter truth. Najua watu wengi wanaweza sikia vibaya kusikia hii point, but that's how it is. Unaelewa?
Show them, okay.
Tumekuwa na Baba hii time yote amepigana kwa government zote zenye hatutaki. Si amepigana na almost all leaders. Na all leaders wenye ampigana nao kumbuka tu kuwataka. That's why tulicide naye kupigana na all leaders. Tuanze na nani Kibaki, twende kwa nani Uhuru. Then sasa akapigana na Ruto. Zote alipatiana handshake. Akakuacha hanging. You understand?
Okay.
Mau freedom fighter akupigana ndo country yangu. Country, what do you mean country yangu na niko na shamba yangu ku protect? You understand me?
Okay.
What do you mean country yangu na niko na wife na watoto nyumbani wanasumbuliwa na wazungu?
Okay.
So mimi nikitoka kupigana, my self interest is protect my family. Do all I can to protect my family before ukuje in the picture. Then ukiona nafanya kitu poa uone you can be added in my name there and say that's good, let's go together. Unaelewa?
Okay.
But it comes from a personal standpoint.
Okay.
So ndo nakwambia,
Okay.
just to finalize it. Unaelewa? All leaders wako na their own personal interest. Unaelewa? Sifuna kuenda Kakamega na kapiga huko matia gas. Hakuwa anafaitia country. He knows what he's looking for. Mimi sijui.
Okay, just before I finish with you, let me get back to Davison. Just a minute. I'm gonna get back to you. Davison, you are on the side that you need change, because your opinion remains that if Sifuna gets into power, because I think I'll put Sifuna as the main subject of this story, because right now he's the most popular, and people think that he is the preferred candidate. So my question, can you point maybe 2 things that Linda Mwananchi people have said and they're going maybe to do? Because I think from your own perspective, it's like they have said it. Maybe can you point 2 things that you think if Linda Mwananchi gets into power, they'll be able to change?
So there is something, thank you for that question. As even as I answer you that question, I because we have each person is getting time to talk. But before I answer you, let me rectify also another thing. Okay. He has mentioned about pattern recognition for how you look for good leaders. Okay. And if you're very keen, what he has been talking about, politicians. And like the way my friend told me, The problem has been us. We elect politicians. We are talking about elect leaders, not politicians. Another thing, Kate, because you're not so much averse with politics, Sifuna didn't started criticizing the government recently. I know you don't like politics. You see, immediately William Ruto was sworn in, then the first mistake he did, Sifuna has been on William Ruto's neck since back. It's not that, because he haven't even announced that he's going to vie for presidency seat. You get? Then another question, pattern recognition. Okay, the pattern recognition I've talked to you. You've brought it up whereby I started it. I've said I'm giving Sifuna because of pattern recognition. Yes, you can call it pattern recognition, may call it merit. Those are the criteria any company, when it wants to employ a leader, that's what it looks. What you experience, what have you done so far, what is your track record, those are things you look. Guess what? You see that pattern recognition, if that was the same criteria we could be using to put in leaders, if we could be using the same criteria in 2022, guess what? William Ruto wouldn't be in power. His track record is dirty, is disgusting, is stinking. Okay? Very, very stinking. Because he understands the emotional aspects of the human beings. That's why he's in that position. Okay. The other thing you've talked about, Tevin, Sifuna, what he's going to do. He has said several times.
Okay, can you point out, please?
Yes, I'm telling you.
Okay.
The same way they say the most valuable and intrinsic things in life are free. Health, freedom, sleep, peace of mind. Those are the most valuable things in this life, not driving a Range Rover and ABCD. The same analogy Sifuna used. Every politician can build a stadium. Every politician can build a world-class airport and stuff like that. You get? But not every politician has qualities of a leader, can stick to the constitution and follow what it's supposed to be, and to go even against it, and to go against his egocentric wishes. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Tevin, if you build stadium, you make this Nairobi look like London, but still you are kidnapping young children who have an opinion on social media. We have extrajudicial killing. There is police brutality. You get? Is that a good thing? It isn't. The same way we say we eat to live, we don't live to eat. So before you build that stadium, make sure I'm sleeping in peace. Because if I'm not sleeping in peace, that stadium you're building, it's irrelevant to me. And that's what the basic things we are talking about. And those are the things that Sifuna has been talking about. Those are the necessities that even him being a student of Baba, he used to say, even if you have polarizing opinion, my opinion making you feel some type of way, I know it's making you feel some type of way, but it will hurt you, but respect it. Everybody has a freedom of speech. We are not supposed to think alike.
So
the fact that just a minute, of course we are not I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion. The fact, Tevin, right now, you remember during Uhuru's time, people abused Uhuru so bad. I'm not saying Uhuru was a good president. People used to abuse him so bad on X. Guess what he did? He left the platform. That is William Ruto. He has this fragile ego. He wants to show you, I am the person in charge. You will see who I am. You will be traced within a twinkle of an eye. You'll be done several things, abducted, even murdered. You get? That is not a type of leader that we want. Those are the basic qualities of the constitution that we have right now. And that's why Kenya stands out from all these other countries. Go to Uganda, bro. They are building stadiums. Go to Tanzania, they're also building stadium. So building stadium won't make you stand out. Give us things that most leaders doesn't have, and that is respecting the constitution. Okay? Another thing you've brought about Baba, the same way I'm telling you. No politician has a clean track record. Okay? I understand with you. I was so much devastated when Baba shook hands with William Ruto. But he has also his other good side of things. Okay? And the pros outweighs the cons. The freedom we are enjoying right now, even Kenyans just going to the street, having the freedom to demonstrate, he is the one who brought it. That is credit we will give it to him. He has his bad side, but don't let us lean on the bad side, okay? As I wind up, I have one question for Keith. Keith, you're very good at identifying problems. We've talked about so many times. But Tevin, the same way you're telling me drinking Fanta is bad to my health, but you're not offering me an alternative, then your advice is as useless as an eggshell. You have to give me, you're telling me, okay, this system is fucked up. This is the formula we are supposed to go with. I'm trying to tell you, of course, whatever the leader who might come, it might not be perfect, but let us do the necessity, the simple basic things that the Constitution says. Okay, you respect the Constitution, let people have freedom of speech. Okay, don't kill people, don't, even the Bible is against that. Okay, so my question to you is, Kate, what is your alternative? You already pointed out a problem that the system is fucked up. What is your solution to
I want
problem?
to tell, kuna kitu nataka kupatia cause I feel unatumia examples vibaya. Una feel nikikuambia hii Fanta ni mbaya, unakuambia sija kupatia alternative.
You haven't.
That's why nakwambia.
You haven't.
Unaona, when mtu wa box, when you like staying in a box until you don't recognize outside. The same way ulitumia hii example ukasema nakupatia choice A ama B, you don't see C. Umse akikwambia choice A ama B, aja kuonyesha C in exist, unaelewa, you have to look for C, you have to look for D. Ziko in existence. It's just I don't know which one fits you, but at the moment nimekubox cause nataka ukwe kwa hizi mbili. Are you picking option A or B? Kumbuka kuna C. Aya, there is something you are not seeing. When I tell you this Fanta is bad for you, nimekupatia option ya kwanza, nimekupatia you can leave it. I just sijai name it. Unaelewa? Si lazima nikupatie alternative. Ya kwanza, you can stop drinking Fanta. Unaelewa? Cause it's bad for you. Hiyo ndo the first thing umepata. So we mwenyewe, it's up to you to look for the option that unaona itakuwa sawa. Am I right or wrong? Unaelewa? That's why nakwambia politicians are used to boxing us in boxes until you don't see the option outside. Unaelewa? There's this freedom anakunyimanga when someone tells you Benza mabima. Wewe uoni kuna Lamborghini. You get it, but you have to look it for yourself. Maybe unataka Ferrari. Unaelewa? Hizi options nje hii box ni mingi. There are multiple. Zinaenda paka Z, XYZ zinafika huko, but it's up to you to look for them. Unaelewa? Naweza kupatia X na utaki option X, unataka option Y. You feel me? That's why nakwambia we have different interests. We have different interests. The same way ukasema I have to respect your opinion. I also respect where you are coming from. Where you feel to kieka the right person kwa seat, things will be alright. Sindio? That's where you're coming from. Mi kwangu nisha identify system in a way that ni nature mwanadamu, whether me or nobody or someone else. Kila mtu ako na good na bad side yake. Sifuna has a good side, that's all you see. Cause umeblock utaki kuona bad side yake. Unaelewa? Mpatie power, you'll know your bad side ni gani. Unaelewa? So all I'm trying to say is that nobody is perfect. There is no perfect leader. Kama natafuta perfect leader, hamtaipata. Mtaka twende church tuwe pastor tumweke hapo hivyo, bado hatakuwa good leader. You gotta understand hii kitu. Unaelewa? It's deeper than deep. Unaelewa? That's why ndo nakwambia, okay, politics is there. Na unajua foundation ya politics imeundwa na foundation poa ya hii system. Unaelewa? But system itself ain't working. Unaelewa? Wachana na the politician and all this vitu zingine. Inafaa uelewe the system that ina run, the reason mbona hata tuna elect ama politician, that system ain't working for a fact. Unaelewa? Ina work design zingine hatuelewi. They are like, bro, piga kura, unaelewa? Then financial bill or whatever, constitution, but bro, we are not making the choices. Unaelewa? But ukienda utatuambia uko na say. Aya, lastly walisema there is this speculation of kura uibwa. Then unaambiwa enda unapiga kura. Are you really, I see you can get where I'm coming from. Unaelewa? I don't know if okay, you understand.
Talk of that.
Kevin,
as we wind up, as we wind up, before wait. As we wind up, because we have no time. So just the last time, the last question as we wind up in 3 minutes. And do you think Kenyans are emotional beings? Maybe it goes to all of us, to all of you. Do you think Kenyans are emotional beings that choose politicians, or they choose leaders? Because maybe can you justify that, and can you give maybe a strong point, one strong point why you think change is good and you think we should have a new leader?
To start with, we as Kenyans are very, very emotional, and most of the times we make our decisions on emotions. We are naive, we are also naive, and we are desperate, and there is nothing as bad as being naive and desperate. You see, if you are weak, if you are naive, everybody will want to take advantage of you. And it's not just one person. They will be in line. Where maliza niingie. That's the point. Up to now, we are having 1 term, 2 term, 1 term, 2 term. Does it mean after 1 term, there won't be another person, there will be another person? And most probably that's the reason why mimi niko nyuma yako nasema wewe usiingie hapo mara mbili, wewe maliza 1 term yako uende pia mimi niingie.
Mimi pia ni exploit.
Yeah. But sasa hapo mali tunaingia, that's the we as the Kenyans, sisi ndio tunatekiwa advantage. And the government starts from our families. Unaona venye we have the father as the head of the family. That's the government. The government is supposed to know our problems, priorities. I don't expect a parent when ni baba, your child amekwambia sina uniform ama tunahitaji school fees, or maybe hata they need food. You have money, you have finances to do that. Lakini unaamua wewe instead ya uwabaie food unawaletea ball na toy gun. Unaona? At least umefanya kitu inaweza wafurahisha, lakini your priorities ziko nje. Unaona? That's what the politicians and the leaders are doing. Yeah. They well know our problems. Wanajua problems zetu ni gani, lakini wanajifanya hawajui. And that's why they just do anything out of the blues. Alafu watuambie, si mmeona nimefanya hii? Si mmeona nimefanya hii? The question is, sisi tulikutuma ufanye hiyo. Is that what we wanted? Was that our priority? Did you ask us before you did that? I think that's what we are supposed to do.
We are never making the choice.
We are not being involved.
Easy rules, easy taxes mwenye anapandisha bei. That's why nasema sisi majority, the consumers, are to make hizo rules. Unaelewa? They should find out a way ya to include. Waseme nyinyi mna film na bayunga na ngapi? Unaelewa? But they never do that. Mna film mtabai sukari na ngapi? Zi wanamkanga tu na kusema sukari ni 90.
Just a moment. Another good example you can see, we have developments in the cities. Like for example, in Nairobi we have developments, and there's a way venye Nairobi city, it's supposed to be a city na ikuwe na hizo standards. We expect that kukuwe na stage iko hapa, kukuwe na sijui soko iko hapa. But now you always find maybe watu walikuja wakaona this land is not being used, mtu akaweka kibanda yake hapo na akaanza kuuza groceries or anything. Then it gets to a point, then one leader anaamka anasema, I think this place we are supposed to develop it in another good way, ikuwe up to standard of a city. That's a very brilliant idea. But now, do you consider that person who has been working there, who has been gaining unga yake hapo, what will that person be doing hiyo time yenye unajenga hiyo yako? I think that is something that should be behind our leaders' minds, if they are truly leaders and not politicians. Unafaa huyu mtu mwambie, I want to develop this land that you are using right now, but in the meantime nitakuhamisha ufanyie hapa hapa, kukiisha utarudi. That's a brilliant idea. Lakini si ati nakwambia nimekupea notice ya one day utoke hapa uende. Natoka naenda wapi? This is my country and this is where I'm supposed to live. I think generally we as Kenyans, we need to wake up and we need to put our leaders into accountability.
Okay.
So Tev, it was me.
Okay.
So first of all, let me rectify Kate on one thing. His statement is what you call the ambiguous statement. You get the ambiguous statement. You creating an illusion that people are supposed to know. Bro, in sales or we normally use that word when you are writing a conversation or in literature whereby people are speculating what you are talking about. It's supposed to be like a direct answer. Let me give you a simple analogy. You get, if I said, Tevin, soda is bad for my health, and then you think you've helped me, I'll go and drink Coke. You've said Fanta is the one which is a problem. I'll go and drink Coke.
Coke is also soda.
Just a minute. Okay, just a minute. I'll go and drink alcohol. It's also a drink. Okay, I'll go or maybe take heroin. Okay, you haven't said, you've said so called. Let me tell you one thing. You need to understand the average mindset of a Kenyan. It's called ambiguity. Those conversations whereby you're living you see those type of movies and inakuachanga in suspense. So that is his conclusion. Tevin, you've seen a wife mwenye ako in gender-based violence homestead. you go and tell him, we, inafaa wachane na huyu mzee wako. Have you solved the problem? You haven't solved the problem. You have to get to the root cause of the problem. How many victims do you need to understand the average mindset of a Kenyan? The average mindset of a Kenyan is not that one of yours. Okay? Ukimwambia kukaa hapa hivi ni makosa, ataenda akae hapa. Ama atakapa ataenda akae hapa hivi. You have to be straightforward. Get it from me. So the same time nakwambia Kate, ever since right now, you haven't given a solution. It's coming from me. Mimi nikikwambia soda ni ukikuja uniambie hii Fanta ni mbaya, and then nikwambie so, even somebody from that statement you do realize it looks incomplete. Hii soda ni mbaya, so inafaa ni mwage, inafaa yaje nijifunge macho nikiona.
It's up to you. I've given you the information.
Exactly. The average mindset the average mindset of a Kenyan, you have to tell them this is the path you're supposed to follow, or this is the path you're supposed to take. Okay? So ukikuja uniambie hivi kukula nyama ni mbaya, bro, next time nitaenda nikule shrimps ama niende nikule whichever which is still harmful to my health. You have to give me like the right alternative. You get? So that's what I'm telling you, he hasn't provided a solution to that. The other thing, Tevin, Kate, I've told you several times, I don't know why you don't like grasping this information. Politics is not all about making everyone happy. I've told you, politics is a game of the majority. What's the numbers? If right now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we make a decision, we say, will we drink Coca-Cola or Fanta? 1, 2, 3, we say Coca-Cola, you say Fanta, we'll go with Coca-Cola. The majority wins. We know you are not satisfied. So that one is true. Nobody will ever be satisfied. The issue is, are the majority satisfied? During the Kibaki's tenure, okay? During the Kibaki's tenure, everyone liked free education. True or false? To be honest, everyone liked free education. Let us go back to the regime ya Uhuru. I'll be really honest with you. Majority of Kenyans never liked the expressway. Why? Expressway, it is serving a very small percentage of Kenya. Let me give you data because I'm an analytical person. Do you know, okay, 60% of Kenyans walk to their workplaces? 60% of Kenyans. We are remaining on only 40% of Nairobians. Let us narrow down to Nairobian. 60% of Nairobians walk to their workplaces. We are remaining with only 40%. Out of this 40%, almost 30% use matatu. We are only remaining with 10% who use personal vehicle. And as expressway, it's a highway whereby you have to pay to access it. So probably the matatus go into business. They don't want to pay that money. That means this road you've built it for only 10% of the population. That is a shitty move. It's extremely shitty move. Nobody liked it. Even if I let Uhuru Kenyatta build the roads and stuff like that, that was a shitty idea. But Kibaki, education touch each and every person. The same way this guy has said. If you're very keen, Kibaki was not so much good in public speaking. And politicians are good at public speaking. Until you become intelligent enough to realize, wait a minute, you can be a good leader but a pathetic orator. So apparently in Kenya, we reward people who are good at orator, lies and everything. And that's why you are leaning on discussing issues to do with the politics and A, B, C, D, C. The last question, as I wind up, the last question, I really want to stop hitting around the bush. Okay, it's a very straightforward question. Stop giving back the question back to me. I've asked you the question. What is your alternative? You've said the system is
before
bad.
nikupatie hiyo jibu, there's something Umse amesema. I have to understand. Politics is about numbers. Umeelewa? I have to understand. Na narudia kwa sababu yani kumuonesha I've understand that point. Na nataka kuiflip uielewe. Unaelewa? Politics is all about numbers. It's all about kubamba the majority. Unaelewa? Leave the 40. We don't care about the 40. Unaelewa? If then that is the game, then all I'm trying to say, we should be comfortable Ruto amekaa hapo. We should. Unaelewa? Because he has the numbers. Sasa akishuka chini, amua kuingia kwa each household apatie kila mtu 50 Gs na achukue numbers, then itakuwa safe tena kumrudisha because he has the numbers. Nataka uelewe. I need you to understand that. Unaelewa? It doesn't matter what type of trickery nitatumia because politics is a dirty game.
Okay.
Unaelewa? It is dirty, bro. I have to play dirty to get the numbers. Mimi nitafanya anything. That's why we get paid to go and kupiga hiyo kura.
Aya, give me
tulia,
your
wase wangapi
alternative.
wamekula do ma politicians hapa? Mimi uchukua.
Mimi sijachukua.
Mimi nimekula mingi.
And
Nimekula
that's why.
mingi.
And that's
Hata
why.
kabla
Me, I've never eaten. Tell me, have you ever eaten?
Sikia.
Bro, why could I be a politician?
Ukipewa utakosa
And
sawa.
Ukipewa ukipata na opportunity.
Umaipewa ukakula.
Nishaichukua.
Mimi
Let
sijaikula.
me finish
Si
my
ati
nini.
niliitisha.
Let me finish my nini. Chenye najaribu
Lakini
kuambia
ukipewa
De Vicent,
utachukua.
you are not even looking for a solution. Unaelewa, you are proud of the problems you are into and you are proud of complaining. That's all you are telling me. Unaelewa? You are proud of those things na utazidi kucomplain just because of that mentality yenye uko nayo. Politics is all about numbers. Sasa ndo nakwambia. Unaelewa? Chenye najaribu kuambia is this. Uwezi niambia politics is all about numbers na tena unasema tutaki bad leaders. Nataka uelewe, mtu mbando anakonga na numbers. Is it true or false?
Mwenye ako na do.
Mwenye ako na dondo ako na numbers. Unaget? Na most likely ndo mtu mbaya. Unaelewa? Ule mtu mwenye unamwita mzuri bro hana numbers. So tell me what. So all you are trying to tell me, wewe unabambika na hii circle ya elect huyu, tuone atafanya nini tumtoe. Right now kila kitu yenye inakubamba kuhusu Sifuna, hauna prove atafanya even one thing. Unaelewa? It's just talking. Ruto bro manifesto yake ilitubamba nigga. That shit was sweet as hell.
See,
Tulia. Si ati nadanganya. Any other president kwea mbona li succeed kuku hapo? Unaelewa? Sikia kwanza, let me talk bro. Ya Uhuru pia ilikuwa the same, ya Kibaki pia ilikuwa the same. But sasa chenye najaribu kuonyesha, I can go back to those clips nikutolee manifesto zao. You feel me? Unaelewa? Na utaona there is not a lot walifanya hapo hivyo. What difference will mse atafanya? Na nishakwambia ako hapo because of his personal interest. Mimi siwezi jitoa tu kwa nyumba ati niende kupiga kelele huko tu hours kwa sababu najaribu kusaidia wewe. I need you to get that in your own mind.
Your solution. You've identified the problem.
Solution ni hivi. Okay, I don't have a direct solution because nimekwambia uwezi bamba kila mse. So most likely my solution haitakubamba because you have your own solution. Solution yako ni kubaki kwa hiyo nini? Mimi nimekwambia
I'm eager to hear your solution.
This is what's up. Sisi ndo tuko na power. Unaona sisi wenye tunalianga, we are the ones who have that power. Hii Kenya ikiwa empty then Ruto hata haezi rule. Haezi fanya chenye anataka because there ain't no people to exploit. Unaelewa? We have to come to that realization that sisi ndo tuko na power. Tutafute way tunaweza kuwa involved kwa hizi matters zenye zinatu affect directly. Unaelewa? Sijui if you are getting me. Unaelewa? Because saizi Sifuna maybe ataenda aongeze tax because anajaribu kulipa bill. Won't ashukishe. Itakubo. It will piss you off. Si ndio? It will piss you off because right now unataka ishuke. But acha nikuonyeshe kitu. Unaelewa? Hii dunia inasonga mbele. Things are getting expensive and expensiver. Because quality inapanda, nini inapanda, unaelewa? Hautaniambia back then watu walikuwa wananunua mkate 20 bob, then sasa ni 2050 bado watu wananunua mkate 20 bob. It's impossible kama kuna development. That is impossible. Unaelewa? Inafaa tu uelewe. Kama umesoma haiwezekani bana. Unaelewa? Then na hiyo 20 bob yenu mtabaki kwa hiyo past life and unaona una cry for development utakuwa Seychelles. You get it? So, my point yangu ni I need you to open your eyes that politics is a never ending cycle. Unaelewa?
Okay.
It's a never ending cycle. Na 47 presidents maju but bado hajaridhika na yeye. They've gone that cycle 47 times. Takwambia kitu again and again. US elect president mara 47. Hey, toa weka. These people are never satisfied na bado hajamaliza. They are still going on. Unaelewa? Hiyo ni just proof kama sisi tunaenda kuelect president wangapi?
The sixth.
Imagine 6th. Sikia 6th. Tutafika 47 saa ngapi? Na uko sure tukifika 47 tutakuwa tumepata all right leader. It's impossible. Because hadi wewe saa hizi wewe chenye unaona unaweza fanya, like sasa hivi nikikwambia if I would give you the chance to be the president, what would you do to help the people?
But I think hapo kwa impossible.
So,
I think
aya,
sio
umemaliza.
impossible, it's possible.
It's not necessarily impossible.
All we
Sitaki
need
kuiweka
to
tu
do,
100%.
all we need to do
So-
ni kuacha kuentertain nonsense for leaders.
That's a fact.
So,
That's a fact.
okay, let me wind up just a little bit, Keith. I've heard you very, very well. So, Tevin, and that's why I was insisting on this guy. And this is the last nail on the coffin. This guy, what has he said? Solution is people, we have to find a way to be involved. You get
In matters
these
that
matters
concern.
that concern about us. Do you know what is democracy? The rule of the people, by the people, for the people, something of the sort.
But it's not
He
like
has
that.
just, his solution is democracy, but it doesn't. Just a minute,
Sasa
let me
sio
speak.
nakwambia.
Let me speak.
There is
Okay, let
somewhere
me
I
speak.
said the system ain't
Let me
working.
speak.
Unaelewa? Hii
Sasa
system
niongee.
sasa tuko na hiyo idea ya sisi ndo tuna make
Ananicut
rules,
short and
sisi
I
ndo
will
tunafanya nini. Umse anapenda
Acha.
kuchanganya.
Acha niongee.
Acha
Umse, Kate. In literally, in short terms, okay, you guys, he has said the solution is democracy. How does that's why you need to be so much involved in politics. Kate, I'll advise you to go and start reading the Constitution. I've told you, you need to know the work of the senator,
read the
MP.
Constitution.
Let me
Naona every
speak. Let me
function
speak.
haifanya.
Yes,
I've seen the rules that have been made
if
and are
you read
not
the
working.
Constitution, then that couldn't be your conclusion.
So,
You're
sir-
literally defining. I mean, bro, umse amesema solution ni with the people. Inafaa tukue involved in these people, bro. Inafaa tukue involved in matters to do with governance. Guess what? He's defining democracy. Democracy can simplify vitu, rule of the people, by the people, for the people.
But is it like that? But is it like
bro,
that?
wacha nikushow.
Haiko hivyo.
Because constituency yetu yote, bro, sisi wote hatuwezi enda kujirepresent parliament. Tutachoose mtu moja, we go and represent us. Si ndio? It is our work that during sasa tukienda election next year, tuna make sure our representative is somebody with a clean record. But you are here saying now the powers that this democracy has given us to elect people who will represent us, you are trying to say it doesn't mean shit. Literally, that's what you call the circular reasoning. Bro, you don't have an answer. You just rotating around.
Me acha nikwambie hivi.
around.
Beto, I will
Another
wait.
issue.
I will
Bro,
wait for that.
Another issue.
Okay.
This guy is identifying, bro. This guy is identifying a broken system. You get, and a problem.
It is.
The same politics we are complaining
ndo bado
about.
unadepend on.
The same politics we are complaining about, bro. South Korea was a third world country. No, South Korea. South Korea. South Korea was a third world country in the 80s. It was extremely poor. South Korea is fucking developed because of this politics we're talking about. China was so much fucking poor. Singapore was a shitty country, the one we are trying to compare ourselves. We want to be like it right now. It is the same politics. You get, we are talking about. So the reason is, that's why I've called you, I've talked about the frequency illusion. Okay? You are identifying patterns, and now because that pattern has been negative, it is making you to give up. Okay? It's making you to
So in
give
short,
up.
he's just being negative.
He's literally negative, and the solution he's trying to give, he is literally defining democracy. Inasema, inafaa tukue involved in this matter. That is what democracy does, bro.
Okay,
That is
alright,
what
alright,
democracy
alright.
This
does.
is what I've
Okay,
identified.
okay, allow me.
I have to answer my dad here. This is what I've identified. There is somewhere I said, unaelewa, tuko na system. Hii system imedesigniwa so good, but the problem it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Na nikakutolea example, karao anafaa kusaidia ule mwenye anafinyiliwa, si ndio? But mostly utapata they're only helping the rich. Why? Karawa ghetto, they don't
A
depend on
broken
a karao.
system. You are
Tulia,
defining a
tulia.
broken system.
Yes,
Yes.
let me
Not
finish.
the system.
Sina
And-
ndo
ongeza
na-define hiyo.
broken,
Let me
ukisema
continue
system
defining.
uko wrong. Because ukienda in USA, ukarau hata kuitisha hizo vitu. So their system is working.
Exactly. Sasa ndo nakuambia mimi have identified we have a system that yenye ni poa. Paka unaitaja poa for the people, by the people, sijui nini. But it's not like that. Wewe unajua sio hivyo. Unaelewa? Na ikafika pale nikasema we have to find out. We don't need a good leader, we don't even need a bad leader. Unaelewa? In fact, hata sijui niweke aje. We just need a way to find out how the system can work, how it's supposed to work.
We just need
Unaelewa?
a leader who is following the system.
Kitu kaa hiyo to make that system work. Unaelewa?
Okay,
But
okay.
saizi,
Alright.
Okay, as we wind up,
Thank
thank you
you,
so
my
much.
G, man. It was
Thank you so
amazing
much for
having this
participating,
conversation.
and I like the way you
Terminado,
guys.
shukran, man.
Thank you so much.
Ah.
So guys, right here at the Radical, we are not just reasoning. It's all about logic.
My
Logic.
nigga.
Sorry, it's all about logic and what we call facts. So guys, see you
Imagine
next
that.
part as we see each other. What about it? The Radical.